Thank you. District 34 is West Rapid City and part of North Rapid City. First of all, I'd say that I'm a lucky guy. You know, last year when I retired as police chief and was trying to decide what to do after I very quickly figured out I didn't want to sit in a rocking chair through my retirement, I considered various options, decided I wanted to run for political office, but I was a little bit apprehensive because I really didn't want to take part in some of the divisiveness that I've seen, well, frankly, some that's going on, particularly in our national elections. But I am a lucky guy. In the primary, I ran against a very formidable, a very good, a very nice guy opponent in Dennis Pope. Managed to win the primary and drew Gary Hargens as an opponent for the general election, and he's just as nice a guy as Dennis. So my fears have been allayed, and it's been a good race. And I agree with Gary that I've enjoyed the other candidates from both parties, and I'm really looking forward to move forward in the process. I'll give you a little bit of my background because I think it tells who I am and why I'm qualified for this office. I too grew up on a farm, East River, learned a good work ethic there, I think. I too migrated West River to the School of Mines, graduated with a degree in chemical engineering, went from there into the Peace Corps, served as a teacher in Kenya for 4 years, came back to Rapid City, decided to continue a new adventure, joined the Rapid City Police Department, retired last year after a 32-year career with 7 years as a police chief. During my time in Rapid City, I've been active in a number of groups and organizations. I've been a Boys Club volunteer and a Boys Club board member and foundation member for lots and lots and lots of years. I've served on the United Way board. I'm currently on the Chamber board and have tried hard to be an active member of the community in a variety of ways. I think some of the issues that we're going to face in Pierre, obviously education. Education is going to be a priority of mine. I'm sure I don't know all the answers. If there was an easy answer, it would have been thought of already. But I think first and foremost, we have to make sure that education is a priority, and then you move from there and decide how best to fund education to protect that asset in our community. Obviously, transportation is going to be important as well with our road system that we need to protect and apparent lack of money to do so. There are going to be 500 bills introduced in the legislature, I'm sure, give or take a couple hundred. It'll be important, I think, to negotiate with all the members that are going to be in the legislature, I think particularly in the Senate. I'm not sure that Tom's going to get his way and have a Democratic majority in the Senate, but regardless, we are going to have an evenly divided Senate. And so we're going to need to work together to try to come up with some good compromises so we can best serve the people of this community and the people of South Dakota. So I'd appreciate your support in the election. Thank you.
Thank you. I got to give a shout out to my friend Gary Hargens for the mention earlier. You know, it is about having fun. And the minute I'm not enjoying what I do, either as an attorney or as a politician, I'm going to stop. And it's been a great experience again this year, running with the many candidates, and I appreciate the sense of humor and the different perspectives people bring. I was born and raised in Aberdeen. I went to school at Dartmouth College in New Hampshire, moved to Chicago, worked there for a consulting firm for some time, and came back to South Dakota for law school. After law school, I came out here and clerked for Judge Batty, and have been with Gunnarsson, Palmer, Nelson, and Ashmore since 1997. I've been involved in various community organizations and in leadership positions. The Big Brother, Big Sister, Junior Achievement on both the local level and the state level, and most importantly tonight, the Chamber. I'm currently serve on the executive board of the Chamber, and I'll put a plug in for the Chamber. It's been a wonderful tenure and being part of that organization, and it does great things, and there's a place for you in the Chamber somewhere. It's a load of committees, and it's well worth your time. I have focused my efforts in my first term in the legislature loosely on what would be called economic development. I've been accused after one of the latest candidate forums of being a one-trick pony. All you talk about is business and economic development. But you know, folks, if you're going to have one trick, I can't think of a better one, because everything starts with our economic foundation. We have to have strong businesses to employ our citizens, to allow them to pay sales tax, to fund our education. Everything starts there. So if I'm accused of focusing too much on one issue, I think I've chosen the right issue. Not sure I agree with the one-trick analysis, but I'll take it. I plan to continue that focus in the next session. We have things that we need to accomplish to make our state a more business-friendly and viable environment. I have been somewhat of a technician in the bills I've brought in the first term. I've focused on our regulatory climate, our business code, things that may not be the most scintillating, but nonetheless are very important. And I will continue to do that. One of the things mentioned earlier is Ellsworth Air Force Base. It's a critical economic engine for this area. We need to make sure it not only stays, but it grows, its mission base expands. The state has a role in that. We can contribute to that process. It's not just a Black Hills issue. It's not a federal issue. It's a statewide issue. That will be one thing I will be working on, as well as other things of economic development and education has been mentioned. So I will continue to do what I have been doing with your support in 11 days. Thank you.
For coming. Thank the Chamber for handling this. I was born and raised in Spearfish. I have a background in education. I was a teacher. I've taught both the elementary, secondary, junior high, and the collegiate level. I've been director of student teaching at Black Hills. I've served as superintendent of schools, and so I've been involved in the field of education. I've also been involved in the agricultural area. I've owned and operated a farm and ranch, a cow-calf operation, and we operated that, a wheat farm, for a number of years. I was in the insurance business for some 20 years and owned and operated my own insurance agency. And I spent 2 years in the Air Force. I was a captain in the Air Force, taught at the Officer Candidate School, and served on the City Council here. I had the opportunity and privilege and responsibility to serve as mayor of Rapid City, three terms. During that particular time, we had I worked very closely through the chamber with the director of the chamber and Dr. Schleusner, and we came together with what was called the 2012 program. Many of you refer to it as Vision 2012. It was a plan for the city of Rapid City to be looking ahead for the next 20 years as to, it was started in 1992, and we looked ahead for what this community should be like in the next 20 years. So I feel that I have the ability to go ahead and pull people together. As most of you know, that's a nonpartisan job. It's you work with Republicans and Democrats alike, and the same way is true in Pierre. If you're going to bring this whole region together, we need to do it collectively through not just one party. I've been a Republican my entire life. I was raised and grew up that way. But one of the important things that needs to be done, I serve on education and transportation in Pierre, and if re-elected, hopefully I would become the chair of the Education Committee. We have the responsibility of balancing the budget. However, as legislators, we need to do what is in the best interest of all of the citizens of South Dakota for the long term. And I respectfully request your vote in the next election.